It is February 20th, 10 a.m. It's 43 degrees outside. Brought a companion with me today. Closed the gate off. That dog can't get out of this entire backyard. That's kind of nice. And she's treed a cat over there. Thank goodness the cat's not attacking. Otherwise that dog would probably be in trouble. Today I'm going to do some pruning. I'm going to start right over here, and I'm just going to sort of go along this back row here. And I particularly want to focus on getting the tree branches that are down into the ground, growing down into the ground, and try to get rid of a lot of the crossing and some of the verticalness of them. And I'll try to balance out those three things without doing more than a third of the tree, and do a little bit more next year. So I'm going to get started on that right now. But first, let me show you where I've been making progress inside here. Got some more of this paneling. First thing that you can see is I took a toilet from the inside of the house and installed it right here. So the toilet works. This is a functional half bath now, just needs a door. Right over here, this used to be a big open area like this one over here. Got a whole bunch more insulation here, as you can see. And this room here is going to become a sort of a seedling room. At least that's the thought for now. It's also going to be really well insulated. I put a door in over there. So that's what this room is so far. That's sort of probably a major change. And inside over here, I did get the what am I trying to say? I did get that thing right there that washes the dishes, the dishwasher. I got that going. However, I need to rewire it. I got it going to a wire underneath here. I just wanted to test it to make sure it works. I've got it going to the same line as the garbage disposal, and so right now it only works on the switch. And unfortunately, when I turn the switch on, the garbage disposal comes on too. So I'm just going to move the wires to the other side of that wall where I have a good place that I can pull from. A wire that's not being relied on very heavily. And the good thing about that is it won't be on the same circuit as the garbage disposal. Okay, Sally, let's go do some tree trimming. How about that? She's really excited to be out here. So this tree has just been absolutely hammered. Let's take a look at a couple of the things this poor thing has gone through. These limbs right up here are broken down. It had so much growth and so much foliage on it that these tree limbs just broke. This part of the tree right here has seen much better days, and it's questionable as to whether or not this part of the tree up here can be salvaged. It might get some rot that comes right back in through here. I mean, if you just look right down in here, you know, there's a hole in there. So that could just go all the way back down in here. And I may need to just take this branch right here off all the way down here. And that would be, I think that's what I have to do. And the sad thing about it is you can see this really old growth on here, these spurs. That's where all the apples are going to be coming out. I mean, this thing is just covered with spurs. So it's just too bad. And you can see right up here, this tree right here, or that part of the tree right there, has basically the same thing going on with it. I just don't know if I can take so much of this, if this tree can take so much cutting on it. All right, so I'm just going to go in there and cut that off. Anyway, you can see how that goes. I'm going to try to salvage, you know, some of these guys that bend over, they grow down and bend over. They're actually really good, at least according to some guy that I saw on YouTube. And the reason is, you can see all the fruit spurs on them, and they're down because they have basically the fruit has pulled them down over the years. And so I might be able to salvage a couple of these that are bending over and haven't broken. But I do definitely need to get it cleaned up in there. She can hear some sirens in the background. Either that or she hears that bird. All right, so I've opened this up quite a bit right in this area right here. Put all this stuff over here. This stuff was definitely going to die. It came off of this. You know, it's sort of big split there. And I am just torn like this tree in terms of whether I'm going to take this whole thing off or not. Good at all. I think I'll try to cut it back just a little bit more here, and leave that part of the tree up there. I'm going to do some more trimming to get rid of some of this stuff that comes down this way. So start with this branch right here that's growing inward. So I'm looking at that tree limb. On the other side, it's sort of half eaten away. Coming up this way, and been making a few cuts on it. And you can see when we get right up here, right there, this is another broken branch right in the, right in between two branches that sort of forked out, and it just, it was so heavy. So I'm gonna take this branch right here out. And here's what it looks like before I take the branch out. Okay, so that has opened that area up a little bit. There was a tree that was growing up that way, a volunteer, as well as over here. I got rid of that broken branch that was there in the middle. And I'm going to do a little bit up here. So, a really helpful thing on YouTube that I saw. If you look right here, so this thing has to be thinned out, and you're sort of wondering yourself, where do you begin? If you come back to the base of this tree here, you can see that it goes off in 3 different branches. So this guy on YouTube, what he said was, well, just go for the one in the middle. That way the 2 that are left out are, you have a bigger spread between. Well, I don't dare to take any more off in this area. I just need to let it go for a year, I think. So the previous owner did do one thing, which is he left this orchard ladder, which was left by the previous owner. In fact, I don't think he ever touched it. So enough about that. In any case, this will be my first ever attempt to climb not just this ladder, but any orchard ladder. And what I noticed is, okay, so I'm going to get started on this area over here, which needs to be thinned out by a 1/3. And I did notice a few broken branches up here that I'm going to cut out completely. This one right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, that's actually split. So as it turns out, that one's got to come out. In fact, you can see, whoops, see how it's actually just grown into this piece of wood right here. So that whole limb, I'm just going to take it out. It's sort of not in a good spot. One thing that I am doing is when I make my cuts, I usually cut it out, you know, about that far, and then I come back and cut it close into the tree, where the collar is of the branch. So I don't know if you can see this. What I learned is that the collar is just this area right around the base of the branch, and if you get it, you want to get it close into that, but not, you don't want to actually cut the collar itself. And that apparently has some healing potential right around that collar. It helps it to heal better if you don't wound that area. Okay, so here I am at the top of the ladder, almost, and right there is a broken branch, and so I'm going to cut that out. Okay, well, I've cut a substantial amount away from up there. It may not look like it, but I have. This branch right here is a concern. It's basically right down into the ground here. It's grown out so far and just continued to grow and continued to grow outwards. Right here is a concern for me because I know that it's just water and everything goes right down into this crack. This branch, I don't think, will last that long. And in addition to this end of it, somebody made a cut right there, and problem is I don't know what the best way to cut this off is. I might just, what I think I'm going to do is do some substantial cuts. I'll cut this off here, and then I'll cut off that there, and then just sort of prune it up a little bit out. Yeah, by the way, it's just an incredible day. It was 43 degrees earlier, but now it's actually pretty warm. This dog, you know, she's less than a year old. This is sort of her first spring, and she's really enjoying it. Found an old apple there. And an old tennis ball. Hey. Excuse me, did I scare you? I'm sorry, you look like you were having fun. Give me this tennis ball. Hey, look, tennis ball. Go get it. Yeah. Well, I think I did as little as I could to that tree, which is still probably too much.